Welcome to Money Talks with Ayanna Smith, the show where you will learn and hear about practical things pertaining to money. Grab a pen and a notebook and stay tuned for a power-packed show. It's time to learn, grow, save, invest, repeat. Welcome to Money Talks with Ayanna Smith, the show where you will learn and hear about practical things pertaining to money. Grab a pen and a notebook and stay tuned for a power-packed show. It's time to learn, grow, save, invest, repeat.
Welcome to Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. Listen, I'm jumping back on because this is a relaunch. So I'm kind of doing something a little different. Of course, I'm streaming out to all of these social media platforms, and I'm streaming out to TikTok, which I affectionately call Tip Top. Yes, the Tip Top shop and all that good stuff. So invite your friends, people who are coming on. Thank you so much for coming in. Hello to the TikTok audience. But I want to also speak out to my YouTube audience. I want you to like, comment, share. Come on over to the YouTube channel and subscribe to my channel where you will get some good tidbits, a good mixture of money motivational tips, some mindset tips, and just all things money because there's so much going on, and we need to learn and know and grow and get some, talk and get all that. We need to get all that going. Need to get it going. So this is Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. I'm going to look and make sure that I can try my best to get the comments and everything that are going. So if I miss your comments, come on in and like and share and come on in and do some heart me's and all that good stuff like that. So I appreciate that. Those who are joining, we are talking about money, all things money. Hello. And if you have some questions, please, shoot your questions, send me a direct message. Also, you can contact me. So let's do some housekeeping, because we're just going to kind of do it in a relaxed form, just to jump back out here, because I've done this show. I've done this show for years, but then I pulled back from it and just took a hiatus. I had to shift, do some shifting. Sometimes you have to, anybody ever drive a stick shift? Anybody drives a stick shift car knows that, you're shifting the gears manually. And sometimes to get that momentum that you need to get, you downshift and then you come back up, right? Absolutely. You come back up and you get moving, and then that car just takes off. So that's what we're expecting it to do. Hello to everybody who are jumping on, coming in. I thank you so much for being here. Yes, so we're going to jump back, downshift, and take off from here. So this is Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. I am your host, Ayanna Smith. I am an educational professional in money, financial wellness coach. I am a life insurance broker, a speaker, and I'm here to help navigate you through to protecting and prospering with your growth in the money game. Okay, so we'll be talking about bunches of things, whether it's from hard assets, gold and silver, learning how to accumulate that wealth. Hello, Miss Lynn. Here I am. Share it out. Here I am. And I thank you. I think I'm going to shout out Miss Lynn. Thank you for the push. Sometimes people just need to say what you've been thinking, and you hear that that word of confirmation that says, "Hey, let's just jump back out here and talk to the people." Because what I know, and you give me some reactions, give me some hands, give me some comments, some likes, and all that good stuff. We need to know about money and what's going on, because we just had some real things to hit us, to have a downturn, to have our government, all those things cutting up left and right. And that takes people into a tailspin. That just takes the world into a tailspin. And it takes us banding together and keeping each other accountable, loved, and cared for us while we are trying to work through sometimes those things that scare us, which is maybe the lack of money, the lack of funding, and the lack of, just feeling secure. So it's all about feeling safe and secure. And I just am enamored and excited the way I saw people coming together, helping others out, and really fighting for the justice of people, so they will have enough to make it and keep pushing forward. So again, my name, for those of you all who are coming in, my name is Ayanna Smith. I am a financial professional, life insurance broker. I am an educator, of course, by educator to my soul, educator by default, by degree and all that. But I take that into what I do and what I love, and that is sharing the message and the information with people so that we can learn and grow together. So as I said, this is a relaunch. We're moving. I used to host on Thursdays. Now we're hosting on Mondays at 7. And I think that's a really good time. And we can all just come together. And of course, you can watch the replay. But make sure that you like, comment, and share on my YouTube channel. That's where we're really pushing everything. And eventually we'll funnel everything to the YouTube channel. So let's just kick off and go on in on the YouTube. I saw some people over there at YouTube. Thank you so much for your pushing in, your comments, your sharing it out. I appreciate that. Tap that screen, send those heart me's, all that good stuff, and keep on joining in. I even have my friends on TikTok over here, looking, seeing the side view. And if you have questions, TikTok, we want to hear from you as well. So again, here are all the things that are going on in this climate. It's a lot. It's a lot going on, right? But we are here to help navigate through. So I think the mantra that I have is money is always talking, even if we aren't talking about it. Awesome. All right. Gotcha. Okay, with that, okay, you make music. I make music too. I'm also a musician. Yes, and that's something that I really am blessed to be able to share abroad with people, music as well. But I love to talk, and I like to talk about what I like to talk about, and so we're gonna go from there. So with our money talks, we can listen to some music as well. But with our money talks, this is where we're going to sit. Let's look at some things. Let's look at some things. Let's talk about some stuff. So with our big kickoff, we want to make sure that we are addressing all the people in the audience. So if you have some questions, please put them in the comments. Make sure you come in, do the hearts. All right. Yeah, do the hearts and all that good stuff. Push it out so people can see it. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Ayanna Smith, TheAyanna, The Ayanna Smith. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I thank you so much for that. And we're going to have a great time. So some of the things that I want to look at, as I said again, my name is Ayanna Smith, and I'm a financial professional, life insurance broker, speaker, an author, financial wellness coach. I want to make sure that we are helping you to get to where you need to be so you can protect and prosper. That's how we want to protect your money so that you can prosper and do what you need to do in the meantime, in between time. And like I said, we've had these ups and downs, and people we want to applaud and be very grateful and thankful that people have been coming back from the shutdown. Yes, this is the time that we're coming into. We still want to give thanks. We still want to know that we are excited and we are thankful. We are still blessed we're here, but we have to talk about how we can build up our money and get more conscious and more mindful of what to do next. So some of the things that I just want to kind of touch on would be this. I'm going to pull up a little list, and on TikTok, if somebody want to type something in, type something in. But I'm so glad that the guests are coming on. Glad to see some friends popping in. That's a great thing. I love it. I love it. All right, so let's look at some things. Look at some of our just. I'm going to give you a general overview. Take some notes. Make sure you come back for the replay and share it out to some of your friends. And of course, while we are talking about TikTok and all of that and some other things, connect with me on all social media outlets. But my main, let's say main area is going to be your YouTube. And then of course, we're going to push over to our friends in the tip top land. I say tip top. I have the kids laughing at me. I have some kids I work with, and they said, it's not tip top, it's TikTok. I said, it's tip top to me. I said, and then go to my tip top shop and get something. Okay. Get something to encourage yourself and put a smile on your face. So make sure that you connect with me on IG at Ask Ayanna _financial pro. That's ASKAYANNA _ FINANCIALPRO financial pro. And that's on Instagram and my Facebook page, also business Facebook page at Ask for Ayanna. That's ASK, the number 4, AYANNA. And my website is www.askayanna.com. And there you can do all the connecting that you need to do, make an appointment, schedule a consultation, and we'll go from there. So now some things, there are a bunch of hot topics that are in the news, so to speak, when it comes to our money. We want to talk about that. But here's something, before we jump all into that, here's some things that I want you to think about doing as we are pushing along and resetting our mind to getting our money together. First of all, we want to review our budget. And you may say, I don't have a budget. Well, you know what? Here we listen and we don't judge, because it's always a time to begin, a time to remember, a time to reset, a time to grow, a time to put forth the knowledge that you do have and learn more knowledge so that you can then be productive. Remember, money is always talking, even if we aren't talking about it. Make sure you just marinate on that. Money is always talking. Our money is always telling us something, is it not? Our money is always saying something, or it's not saying something, or it's not saying what we think it should say. So that is how we're going to come together so that we can get a plan in place so that we can start thinking about that even more and more. So one thing we need to do when we are looking at getting our monies together, we want to review our budget. If we don't have a budget, it's the greater time is now to get the budget together. So we're going to put a budget in place. So we're going to review our budget, put a budget in place, and start basically looking at, and if you say, well, I don't know where to begin, let's start beginning and looking at what you have going out, what you have coming in. Now, we have to look at if we have more monthly money, we have other streams of income, different things. There's a plethora of things that we can look at to make sure that we have money, our monies are allocated for. Sometimes we have to look at in that budget review, do we have extra subscriptions that we may not need? Are we paying for things? I know sometimes when I go back and look, I was like, oh man, I forgot about that draft was going to come out, and that could have been money that I could put somewhere else because I don't really need that particular thing right now. And with that being said, we have to really realize what we need and what may be frivolous at the time. So reviewing that budget is going to be key. What subscriptions do I have that I may not need? What things can I automate? What can I put on automation? Meaning, if I need to start saving, do a savings account. If I need to start doing savings, can I say on automation when I get paid that I get $100 pulled out to pull the money to the side automatically in my bank where I push it and they push it on over to the savings account, and I know that it's there, and it will start accumulating. It will really start building up. It will really start like getting on like getting you on to somewhere, getting you on track moving and understanding that, wow, I can save, because you don't realize that 50, 100, $200 here or there, pushing over to the side, can help you in the long run. It helps us in the long run because it starts us building our emergency fund, our rainy day fund, and so forth. And oftentimes we don't even think about it. When we think about it, say, oh, I can't save. Well, then that means that then we need to stop going out to eat all the time, because on an average, just a little kids meal is $6, $7, $8. It's unreal. And yeah, that adds up. So when we say we can't, we really can if we reallocate and reset our mind. Okay. So review that budget, and that will help us to start getting on track, on pace to our goal. Whether we say we want to save $500, $1,000, and so forth, we can get to our goal. Thank you, thank you, thank you for those coming in. Come on in and tap the screen and send those heart me's and all that good stuff over there over on TikTok. So with reviewing our budget, it leads us into, even though we're a little bit away, but we still have to plan for it. Plan for some summer expenses. Oh my goodness, because sometimes our money shifts seasonally. So let's even pull it back now. In the summer, we probably should have been looking at what we were going to be doing now. I know people that are entrepreneurs or in the entrepreneurial space say oftentimes during this time of year, this season, which we're going into Thanksgiving, we're going into the Christmas time, we're going into the winter season. Most of the time, people say sometimes they see a shift, whether the money goes really high, or the money shifts a little bit because business slows down, depending on your workforce, your area of interest and who you function and flow with. Sometimes the money may change and shift. So you always have to be cognizant of that. That goes back to looking at your budget, because if you then track and trail and trace what monies you normally bring in during a certain time, then you can kind of make some estimated goals and things to cover what may possibly come up. Here's a case in point. People that are entrepreneurs, tap in and say something. You have to pay the tax that we think we're supposed to pay, or that they give us a general amount based on your income. You need to prepare to pay this certain amount. So you have to pull aside in a separate account to make sure your taxes are there, so that you can start paying those prepaid tax payments. Pay all that and have that focused in. So you can't spend all that money up, because you have to take so much out of what you make in your hands as more of a liquid entrepreneurial business, and put that money to the side as if you are a corporation. You are the business. So think about yourself in that manner. You're the business. When we have the W-2, they take out the monies. They allocate certain things. They're taking out taxes. They're taking out the insurances. They're taking out this, that, and the third, the things that you've signed up for in your packages. Those things are automatically coming out. Then the flip side is we have to still think about, now the name went from XYZ business to our first and last name as the business, because we are the brand. We are the business. Okay. And so absolutely. So we're seeing some comments. Yep. As a hair loss practitioner, it's a good, yes, put $800 a week. Absolutely. Put it aside, because in hair barbering, hair loss practitioner, as my stylist, good friend, Tia, make sure you check her out, follow her page and everything, all of that. Check her out. She is amazing on helping people with hair loss. That's a whole different conversation that needs to be had as well, because sometimes, let's talk about it, money dips can make our hair dip. Okay, so we're just going to leave that there. But everything can kind of internalize, even make us sick when we are not on point to where we need to be with our monies and our funding. So all of that even plays a part in not only your mental health, but your physical health. Yeah. So yes, tap in, make sure that you follow Tia. She's amazing. So with that, pulling aside the money, she said, pull aside $800 just, each time, like each quarter, each week. Because if you have a high enough clientele, for example, let's talk about the hairstylist. If you have a high enough clientele, you're making a certain amount of money, you know what's coming in. So disciplining yourself to pull aside that money to say, hey, I'm going to put it in an account, make sure that it is there when needed and necessary. Then you don't have to scrounge and struggle and be in a tailspin trying to pull thousands of dollars together to make sure that you're good for the IRS. Okay, that's the same thing even with the W-2 employee. We know how much we're going to get. If you have a salary, if you're hourly, you'll get it per your hourly times of working. If you're salaried, then that means you work and your 8 hours are allotted for, what's coming in that checking account. So you have to pull aside, paying yourself, paying your benevolence to your churches, to your organizations, special organizations that are, benevolent organizations, however you divvy that up. And then make sure that, the rest, you're still breaking off something to save and to take care of your bills and to handle your household. Okay, so even though I have, if you're planning for summer expenses, that's all in there, and that's all important too. Now, even in that, next, I'm going to maximize your retirement contributions, because sometimes people need to maximize their contributions. They may have had to deplete um, some of their retirement vehicles, which could function like your IRAs, your 401ks, 403bs, 357, some of your CDs, different things of that nature, your high yield savings accounts, some of the, and also too, with maximizing those contributions, looking at your life insurance review. Now, I can't sit here and be remiss if I don't say anything about life insurance, because that is what I help people to get covered, if they are able to get covered in life insurance, whether it is whole life, index universal life, whether it is term life. It is imperative that we get our coverages and get our coverages now. Call me, contact me, let us connect to see if you can get coverages, because it is so imperative. It is absolutely important. Nobody's trying to browbeat anyone, but hey, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it and leave people in a tailspin. Now, here, let me break this mindset right now. Some people I've heard even say this, and it is a travesty. I'm not trying to leave my family anything. Well, are you trying to leave them with headaches and homeless and all that good stuff? I would hope not. I would hope that you are not trying to do all of that. I hope that you are not trying to do all of that. I hope you are trying to leave people at least at ground zero, so they won't cry and then want to dig you up and bury you again. Okay, we're going to keep on moving, right? We're going to keep on moving. And so with that being said, make sure that you do a life insurance review. If you have life insurance, make sure that you have everything in place. If you do not have it, see me. Call me, contact me. Let's do a consultation to get you covered and everything all reviewed. And you know what? Life insurance is not just, and this is get off here. Life insurance is not just for when you pass away, but it can help you while you are alive. You want to know how? Come on in, come in, come closer. It helps you while you are alive, because if you have it long enough, the money will build up. You know that. It will build up, it will grow, it will function like a long-term savings account. Yeah, a long-term bank for you and your family to build up. Oh, and also it helps over time. You have to have it. Now, it's not a quick ATM. Sometimes people say, oh, I can get that life insurance, then I can cash it out. Well, no, it's not that fast. It takes time to grow. It's like this. It's like a farmer putting a seed in the ground. Tomorrow, the seed is not going to come right back up with corn if that's what they're planting. It's going to take some time, some growth, some watering, all that good stuff. So it's going to take some time, but it will grow. The money inside those policies will grow. So yes, let's look at that. Make sure that we are on point and ready to motivate and move and get that. So let's move on. I won't jump all into all of that all tonight. But here's another thing we can do as we're thinking about the hot topics and thinking about the things we can do to increase our money. So if we want to name this, this is all about ways to increase our bottom line with what we have. Another thing that I talked about and saying who I am, I like to function with the educators and professionals to show you how to build your income without getting a second job. Now, multiple streams are going to be good, so you do what you need to do, but here's some way to reallocate and relook and restructure, and then you can see, well, wow, I have some money here that I can put somewhere else, so I can add it on here. I can pay a bill down there. Just about the restructuring of things. So we're going to maximize those contributions, and then we're looking at another thing that we can do. Take advantage of discounts. Now, listen, I learned this plug just as quick. I don't know if anybody jumps on or does anything with AI, Chat GPT, whatever, any Gemini, all those things like that. Those are some names that I'm just putting out there. If you use them or not, that's on what you desire and like to do. But you can look also for discount codes. Type in XYZ AI person. Give me a discount code for whatever you're looking for. And if there is one to be found, the AI tool that you use can help you to find those discounts. So take advantage of the discounts, because every little bit helps. Let me insert this right here. When we're talking about some hot topics, well, we'll come back to the hot topics because I want to talk about a few little things here at the end, dealing with coins and dealing with just looking at some investments. Okay. So the next thing, we're going to review our investments. All right. So make sure that we look at 401ks, 403bs, and all that good stuff like that to see where we are standing, what we have in our accounts, how they are growing. Do we need to add money? Do we need to reallocate? Do we need to shift? Do we need to add on? Because here I look at things like this when I'm talking about anything that you are looking at on the investment side, whether you're looking at your life insurance, making sure you have enough coverage and all that. I look at like a balanced meal. There's some cooks up here. There's people that cook right up here. I see some of you, some of my TikTok friends. There's some cooks up here. You know that the best ingredients, you want to make sure everything is seasoned well and all clean, all ready to go. But if how my mom used to tell me, have a meat, a starch, and something green. So that was a complete plate to her, and how she taught me and my family on how we were going to eat. She always had something green, a starch, and maybe some bread and a meat. And we went from there and said, that's like a balanced meal. Well, I look at that as, even when I'm talking to people about money mindset and getting their minds thinking about what can I do to become better and to learn about things that I didn't know about, to get our mindset going with that balanced plate, that balanced meal, that balanced, some life insurance, and we have our health insurance, and we have our 401k, 403b, and all that good stuff, everything that's leading up to our investments and reviewing them. And then also, as we're coming into a close, we want to look at some of the hot topics here to help us think about investing and putting our things into play that we may not know of or may not have heard of as much. And that is investing your money and building your portfolio with the gift. And I say the gift because it's amazing, of gold bullion and silver coins. In the transition that just took place, we just had a transition where as of last week, Friday, I believe, the U.S. Mint stopped minting per the current administration, the presidential administration, to stop minting pennies. Now, I had those stats in front of me, don't have them in here right in front of me right now, but here's the thing: they stopped minting pennies. So that means that any pennies that are in circulation now, once they are spent, not circulating, not going, there won't be any pennies made anymore. Now I'm pretty sure people have some jars and they have plenty of things that they have their pennies stored in or what have you, but there won't be any new pennies made. So no new pennies with 2026 on them, I doubt. I think it's just stopping at 2025. So you just hold that, because there are a lot of things that are stopping at 2025, and we're going to have a change and a shift, and we're going to come out on top. I believe that. I need you to believe it as well. We're going to come out on top. We are going to come out better than what we think, better than what we can even come up with. We're going to come out on top. I feel that very, very, very strongly. So just go with me and just hold on to it. And if it's like, I don't quite know, just grab it and hold on to it. We're going to come out doing fine, on top. We're going to come out on top. Just say it with me. We're going to come out on top. Yes, absolutely. So with that, there are no more pennies being minted. And so whatever you have, you can spend it. You can still get, as long as there are pennies, you can still work with them. And then when there are no more in circulation, that's it. All right. So with that, now it's time to transition to make sure that we're building up our side. Thank you so much. Yes, but yes, we are going to come out on top. Please, yes, believe it with me. Now it's time to get your gold and silver. Do you know it is easier to obtain than you think? I am the plug. I have access to it. You can get it shipped right to your home. Yes, it comes right to you. You can get a whole kit of gold coins and silver coins, and that will start building up. So one thing with the silver, it hedges against the inflation, and it keeps building in value. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that badge. Thank you so much for your gifts and your clicks. It holds its value. It holds its value, and it hedges against inflation. And here's another plug that I don't know if you know, but in 2026, it will be currency. The silver coins will be able to be traded as currency in some states. Yeah. And one state I believe is going to be Florida. And I know some others will soon follow. And so that means you can have your silver coins. And if you need to barter, get some things, you'll be able to utilize the coins to get things just like the regular nickels, dimes, quarters, and those pennies that are being depleted. You'll be able to still purchase items. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, and sometimes you don't really hear a lot about that, but I want you to hear this and check it out for yourself. Connect with me. I have the plug for it. I have the link that you can make sure that you are getting your silver and gold. It is imperative. Okay. So get that. And as we take a moment to close out, I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who has joined in, who has come on whatever platform. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Go to my YouTube channel at the Ayanna Smith. That's TheAyanna. Excuse me. And make sure that you subscribe for money motivational moments that are coming, for Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. We're just going to do some fun things, some great things, and just put it all out here to encourage you, to empower you, and to help you to move a little further in your money journey. Now, I know I have some money professionals that come on on TikTok and on YouTube. Let's connect. We may be able to collaborate. We may be able to do some shows together. Listen, it is time to get the word out. It is enough for everybody to take part in and share and get their knowledge. Sometimes it's just like this. It's not that we don't know, we just haven't been exposed. And so my thing is to expose us to as much as possible, to expose you to the things that I'm learning, have learned, and will continue to learn and build up myself as a licensed financial professional who can help you to get life insurance, get your coverages, help you with your gold and your silver assets to build that portfolio and help you to hedge against inflation and help you look at those budgets and everything so that you will know what's going out and what's coming in. Listen, we need to make sure that you connect with me. Like, comment, and share, but make sure that you moreover connect. You can connect with me at www.askayanna, that's askayanna.com. You can also send the email is info@askayanna.com, and send an email, and that's set up a time to have a session. And if you need to have some questions answered, we will do that. If we need to then secure our time together for a consultation, then we move forward and go in that manner and help you to get some of your goals and dreams realized and then activated. So as we close, thank you so much for joining. Remember, Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. Money is always talking, even if we aren't talking about it. But here we go. We're going to talk about it so that we can elevate and be about getting great things in order with our money. So when we talk about it, it will be something solid and something secure and something safe that we'll be able to tell our family, our friends, and our loved ones and our children so that we can build up together. So remember, money is always talking, even if we aren't talking about it. You all be well, like, share, comment. See you next Monday. Have a great, great evening.